Got it. Rickard, you got to
Yo.
press it. I know you're a little older, but just press the button.
Which one? Oh, there we got it.
Got it. Yeah, press it.
Welcome back to Big Bike BMX. My name is Isaac. I am here with my ride or die homeboy, Etnies BMX Craig. What's up, Craig?
Dude, what's up, man? How's it going?
Dude, this is going to be amazing. Okay, you guys, we did not schedule anything like this. So what you are witnessing is everybody going, yeah, I'm down. So what happened was Craig and I were going to interview somebody and they couldn't make it. And so we're just talking. I was like, man, Craig, tell me about Porterville. He just rode in Porterville. And so I was like, dude, wait, let's see if Jakob can jump on, right? Because we're just sitting around and waiting. Jakob's live on an Instagram. I'm like, Jakob, we're doing an interview. Do you want to come on? He's like, I'm ending my live stream. Boom, Jakob comes on. Then I call my friend Kat. Kat couldn't jump on because she's at Girl Scouts. But Mikey PGill, the husband part of Kat and Mikey, and CrushedMX was able to jump in. He was there. So thank you, Mikey, for jumping out of bed and jumping on this.
Yeah.
And then Craig was sitting around going like, hey, who else was there? He's like, dude, and this turned into Craig going like, I'm going to call Rickard. I'm going to call Jakob. I'm over here. I'm going to call Kat. I'm going to call Mikey. So you guys, Rickard is here. Real Linda's Matt Rickard. What's up, Matt?
Chilling, guys. You know, sitting around.
Thanks for coming during dinner. Thanks for coming during dinner.
Dad, do you want us to wait on you to finish up that food or what, bro?
No, nobody waits on Rickard. Rickard don't wait on nobody. That's the way the world works.
All right. So you guys, I'm super jealous because recently in Porterville, California, the Crew 180 and the Solons, Rick and Sandy Solons, the great Rick and Sandy Solons, set up a ride out. And Craig's like, hey, dude, can you come down? I was like, I cannot come down. I have to work. And he's like, dude, bummer. I'm gonna do this ride out down with Rick and Sandy. I was like, bro, that sounds amazing. So the entire week, basically that entire like day, it was just kind of craziness. I was watching Instagram, seeing all the stories, and I couldn't believe who all was there, dude. It was like a who's who of definitely of like California bike life. Everybody was there.
Yeah, man. If you saw the flyer, I mean, when the flyer came out, it did read like the who's who. You know, Jakob, Mike Buff, RL Matt Rickard. Guys, was DZ on that flyer? I think he kind of was.
DZ was a special guest, and he wasn't put on the flyer. So he.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
What just happened?
No, you're good.
Oh.
Yeah, just a little glitch.
No, I was saying DZ was the surprise guest.
That'll work. I'll take it. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. Flyers, dude, are a nightmare. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You get someone that can design a flyer and then like it changes 4 times in 5 minutes.
It does, man. But what was crazy is, you know, Porterville, if you guys don't know, it's Central Valley, California, right? It's basically in the middle of agriculture land. You're not, obviously Jakob, Matt, you know, a lot of these guys go to SoCal, they go all over, but it's like, bro, they're all going down to, you know, farmland, California. And it was dope, dude. It literally is in the middle of like, there you go. Isaac showing his tattoo. Yeah, Isaac talks, so you can see it.
Okay, you guys, I'm gonna start talking. Porterville is
right there.
About there.
Right there.
That's Porterville, California, right there.
Can you mark where we're at right now?
Yeah. Know where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay.
And then draw the best route, like draw 99 and 5, and then tell us which way we should go.
There's 3 dots right there. The 2 lower dots are going to be Jakob towards the ocean. Inward is going to be Craig, and up north is in Sacramento. It's going to be Matt Rickard, what's up?
Well, don't forget Mikey too. Make sure his
Yeah.
dots.
Oh,
in there.
and Mikey.
Roadkill's with me too. So
All right. Yeah, you guys are up there. Mikey and Piga. There we go. Down here. I'm not going to say the city, but it's in the Inland Empire. There we go.
yeah.
All right.
Well, now
There
you
we
guys
go.
know how California works.
That's the geo of California, and in the middle of that is Porterville. Sorry, Craig, go right ahead.
No, dude, I was just saying, I mean, you just summed it up, bro. But all these guys now collectively coming down into Porterville, bro. It was, and these kids, that was another thing, like Matt and Santos, and Damon and Rosie and all these SE crew riders and, all the notables are coming out, and these kids' eyes were just, I mean, you guys saw it, right? Like, what was your experience down there, Jacob, like when you first rolled up on scene?
Well, when I first rolled in, this guy was like, "It's coming, just wait." And I'm like, "I know." He's all, "As soon as we pull in, oh my God, it's Jakob Santos." And as soon as I got onto the concrete, dude, it's Jakob Santos. And I was like,
I was just so excited to see you though.
yeah. It was actually just Craig, PGill, and Matt. Those were the three that said it. But, no, it was, man, from the time I pulled up, like, Jake the Violator built me a bike. He custom powder coated, and so I'm trying to like get out of the van and get over to him, and it's, "Hey, picture, hey, autograph," and I'm never gonna say no. So I'm trying to get from here to just from my van to the door, and it's like, "All right, dude, I'll get with you in a minute, Jake." And then he brought the bike out, and it was just like, but no, it was sick, man. It's definitely cool when you pull up somewhere that you don't even know like where or what the scene's like, and you pull in and it's just like, you're here.
Yeah, it's like mob.
I know, Rickard, you feel it, when you go somewhere, it's like, I can't believe I'm riding with you right now.
Rickard pulled off the covert operation landing in Porterville, man. He came in and under the cloak of darkness, dude.
You know what? I knew that it was Margie's birthday party ride, and her daughter Bella they've been traveling everywhere, going to all the rides.
They really
do.
So
I figured I was gonna pick up Rosie and Damon and jump down there. We end up towing the bus with us. And yeah, as soon as we land down there, it's electric. Everybody's awestruck. They want autographs. They want to hang out. They want photos. And it's so simple. We just give them a little bit of our time. Jacob went through it when he got there. He's like, "Man," I go, "Are you good?" He's like, "I was ready." And then I wasn't.
I legitimately had a panic attack, dude. Like, so the way Rick's shop is, like, when you get in there, I went straight to the corner, bam, bike stand. I took my own tools, and like, I'm trying to build my bike. I'm switching out my parts and my sticker kit, and I screwed myself because I went into a corner. So people came from this way, and they came from this way, and it was Mikey, you were in there. Craig, you were in there. It was "Hey, can I get a picture?" All right, tool down, bam, picture. "Hey, can I sign my shirt?" And it was like, "All right, you got a Sharpie," and then I like to pride myself on my sticker laying. I'm real good at it. And
you can lay some sticker.
I can lay some sticker. My boy from Atwater, him and his son have been going to all the rides, Eric and Evan. Eric came up and he grabbed my hand and he was like, "Give me the sticker, take a walk, breathe, come back. I got your bike." And I was like, "I don't you don't touch my bike. Like no one stickers it. Nobody like touches a tool on it." And he's like, "I got you." Walk out. And as I'm walking out, "Hey, Santos, and I'm like, beelined it to the van. And I'm like, nope, like this is, and that's when Rickard came over and he's like, "Bro, are you good?" And I'm like, "I need, like, I don't," he's all, "I got you a Red Bull." And he ran over and grabbed me a Red Bull, and I kicked it for a minute, and bam, it was back to it.
Isaac, you should have seen it, man. Like the bike Rickard's talking about that Jake, the Violator, sprayed out for him and stuff.
Grab it.
It was dope. He's going to grab it right now. And when he comes back, we'll see it. Dude, I've never seen someone take a raw, like brand new bike with no graphics on it, no sticker kit, slap this thing together so fast. I mean, Mikey, you saw it, bro. It's like 1 second, it's just bare, brand new sprayed bike. And then the next, it's got all of Jacob's, RideOutSupply decals or, the custom kit.
Yeah.
All slammed up, dude. It was sick.
He means business when he's putting that sticker kit on because he wants to get it all on there.
You can't mess that up, dude. You cannot mess up the sticker kit. That's like,
Yeah,
bad.
talk
It
Jacob
was-
so we could see the bike.
It was drive side, which is picture side, fork stickers. And I'm just like scrambling. I could not get them off, dude. And I'm like freaking out. And Eric was like, dude, get here. I got it. And I mean, hey, yo, he laid it. But dude, Jake killed this thing. I don't know if you guys can see. It's tropical orange with a purple flake. The purple bars are, it's crazy. Els gave me a purple headset for this thing. Custom Street Toys rock the seat on it. It's dope, dude. I gave him frame cranks and handlebars, and that's what he brought to Porterville.
hey, is that the bike that had the goat head finder on it?
I really don't want to talk about that because I tried to ride that bike at Santos Sunday, and 2 miles in, I got a flat.
Oops.
So I think this bike is more for show.
That's crazy, dude. All right, Mikey.
Yeah.
Tell me what was your, like, when you pulled in there, because I need to kind of paint a picture. If you, the Porterville compound, I would call it the BMX Neverland that Rick has built out there. It's
You
like a
can't say
giant.
Neverland. Neverland, that's not a good look.
Yeah,
What's-
we're just
What would you? I mean, okay, what would you call it? Like a BMX heaven? I don't know.
I was gonna say compound, but I don't know how well that sounds.
Yeah,
either.
compound sounds.
It's like Disneyland. It's BMX Disneyland.
Yeah, it's like there's a pump track, there's jumps, there's everything there. It's everything. It's
Yeah.
everything you'd want in in like a place to hang out with your bike.
Mikey, what do you think? What do you think of Rick's shop, dude? Talk about just walking in the roll up doors.
You don't know where to start. Like your eyes just go everywhere. Like you see something on this corner, like, oh, that's badass. Like I wanted that bike. Or same thing, look across the other corner of the shop. It's like bikes everywhere. And then up the staircase, he's got skateboards and posters and jerseys. And it's just, it's a wonderland. It's freaking, it's amazing. It's really dope. It's like a museum, like an SE
You look at
museum.
look at Damon's collection, and I counted last time I was at Damon's, and it was 76. So you know, I go to my warehouse and I look at my, I have 47 SEs, and it's like you still find something in each one. And you go to Damon's and it's like, damn, it doesn't get, this is it. And then you get into Rick's shop and it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how much money can I spend? Like for sale. And I got a big shout out to Rick and Jake and Sandy. I left with a 2011 29-inch big styling beach cruiser that Jake is redoing for me right now.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's seriously, it's like there's 6 Santa Cruzes hanging up at one spot. And then there's 4 custom different color Santa Cruzes that are all built the same. And it's like, these aren't just like stock rebuilt bikes. It's like full technique builds, full bullseye builds. Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, what can't I ride? And he's like, you can ride whatever you want. Hop on any of them. Take them to the pump track. Go do this. And I'm like, you're telling the wrong guy. But yeah, I'm gonna ride all.
You're
of them.
like, where do I
I'm
start,
hopping on all of them, man.
And it's not just bikes, it's a row of tires, a wall of seats and pads, all in bins, all organized, like forks on the wall, handlebars on the wall,
Dude,
framed
so
on the shelves. Like it's
pads, seats,
really rad.
just like totes and totes and totes. If you get a chance, go to Rick's.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to see it. I need to see it. So
the fact that he, he has like he's got a pretty, big day set up. The whole thing's an event. It's not just a ride. It's like meet up. Yeah, you're going to meet up at his house, and yeah, he's got a pump track, and he's got the man cave shop, bike heaven. And then after the ride out, it's got, he's got barbecue going, snack shack. What do you got, Jacob?
That's
Jacob
on the pump track.
that's
Like,
just
I don't know.
incredible.
I don't know if you can see. And then, so it's not just the pump track, but then on the pump track, he's got a piece of plywood on a 2x4. So it's got because the pump track is just, it's just table, just no lip, nothing, just ramp to ramp. But then he's got this little lip on it, and I hit it the first time and it just like booted me. And I was like, ooh, if I do this trying, and dude, it was crazy. Rickard was getting it. Rickard was pumping off of that, booting off of that thing. When we got back too, and it was like, we did this whole ride and we got back and it was like 4 of us just turned around and went to the pump track. Yeah, it was dope, dude. You definitely, if you haven't been there, hit up Rick and find out how you can go there.
Yeah, I want to see it. I mean, every time you see a picture of him just hanging out in the shop, dude, it looks amazing. And it is a BMX paradise. It's the only way you can describe it. He's got everything in there. Everything you've ever wanted to see, it's in there. So my next question then is tell me, okay, so Craig, walk me through that morning, like the morning of the because it was a 1 day thing, correct?
It was for most, right? So a lot of folks showed up like me, Mike Buff. We got there a day early. I think a lot of other people, we stayed in a local hotel, but that morning it was like, we asked Rick, like, or at least I did, when you want me over, dude? He's like, come over early, dude. I'm up early. And I'm like, oh shit. So we got there early enough. One of the things I got to do, I was super fortunate, was to, they called it like MC the event. So whenever the microphone came out, whatever, people had to like put up with hearing my voice, because I announced the things like the ride out. We're gonna, we took a big giant group photo, just all the activities that were, kicking off. Man, I got on the mic, but yeah, people started trickling in. Kat and Mikey showed up, and like I said, the night before, Rickard showed up. Dude, it was pretty soon. You're like, man, because at first you're seeing the people show up, and you're like 1, 2, 3, and then it was like, bro, this is getting big and big and big. And then it was obviously like Santos said it was for, or Rickard said it was a birthday ride out, and so that that was the big focus of the day. But yeah, man, it was just, it literally is a freaking event. It to call it just a ride out would be kind of like skipping all the other stuff going on, Isaac. So
yeah, it was like a hangout that ended up, we went on a bike ride. Everyone was hanging out at Rick's and we went on a bike ride. Then we came back, and instead of just hanging or whatever and then getting in your car and jamming, it was like, okay, we're gonna have the bike skills competition or whatever, and then we're gonna have, actually they did some pretty good, they had a vendor there, dude. They had like street tacos and stuff.
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
We had pulled pork on Friday night, so I got the wild hair up my butt, got a hold of Damon and Rosie, and we flat towed the bus and kind of just snuck down there Friday night. We got there, they had pulled pork sandwiches. I think his son and his wife, there's a bunch of his family was there helping. And then you go in that place, and like Mikey said, your eyes, it's like soothing for ADHD. Everything you look at, it's like, oh, he had this poster with the OM poster he had hanging on the wall. That was like the center for me. But then he had like every year bike, a few of each. And he's super humble about it. If you want to ride the bikes, you go ahead. Each bike had a story, and this is Rick's version of what BMX is.
I think that's a good point, because Rickard, it's like Santos said, Damon has a different vibe, Rick's got a different vibe, both collect. It's like Damon's got a story with every bike. He's got something tied to each one. You can point to any bike out of those 76 in Damon's shop, and he'll be like, bro, that bike came from here or whatever, right? Same as Rick, dude. If you get a chance, I mean, it's really hard with everyone, scrambling around, people are pulling on Rick's coat to like, dude, come here. But he'll stop and talk to you. He'll take time and be like, yeah. And he'll tell you what's going on, with bikes in his shop. And like Santos said, dude, there's stuff there you've seen, but you just haven't seen.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
It's crazy. I'm not going to go into detail, but you want to see the other bikes? What? You want to see the other bikes? Yes, I want to see the other bikes. And we take
Where can you possibly fit these other bikes?
Yeah. What do you mean other bikes? You mean this isn't it?
There's more than this?
So there's one bike that I want. There's one
Oh,
bike.
there you go.
Just
Only
one.
There's one, the famous.
He has
I
like
wanna-
7.
I got smacked in the face, like just
Like,
that bike made me its bitch that day. That's how I'm gonna put it, dude. Like
caught feelings, huh,
walked
bro?
in and it was just like, what is it? Like how? What? And like cherry, a couple are ridden, a couple stickers are messed up, and then there's 3 that are just out the box. And I'm like, bro, I've been looking for one of these for years. When I was on Throne, I was trying to get one of those bikes. That's how bad I want one. And I walk in here and seriously, you got 7 of them? Like,
So that's where they are.
oh, man. But then you get, it's every year bike. It's older bikes. It's crazy. Like I said, if you get a chance, hit up Rick Sullins on Instagram, head out there, go ride with them, ride with their crew, hang out. It's a good time. It was a good time. It was an amazing day. I almost cried. Rickard, I got a big old hug from Rickard, got a big old hug from Damien. That trip was it for me.
That's good.
Yeah,
That was good. We'll,
I
we'll
don't know
get
if
some
you
more of
guys-
that soon.
I don't know if you guys know why.
We'll
I
get
don't-
to that.
I'm
We'll
not
get to something there.
I'm not sure if anybody realizes how much of a drop 16 stairs is. It's 8-10 feet from flat to flat, and somewhere in the middle there's this metal rail, and Santos jumped up on that thing and did a rail slide like it was the thing to do.
Yeah.
And
We'll build up. Hold on, Jacob. Hold on, Jacob. Hold on. We're gonna build up.
Roadkill's over here twisting my arm.
We're gonna build up to this because
he,
I need to know about. I want to know the story behind the whole thing, like the build up to it. But
There
Okay, so
there actually is a story built up to it.
I like it. I want to hear it. But let's. So we started the ride out right that morning. Was the ride out was in the morning?
Yeah,
It was like almost 12:30, 1 o'clock, right?
it was supposed to be 12. It took
We were
me
waiting for
long
Jacob to
to
put the
get
stickers
there.
on his bike.
I got there and I was like, I asked Rick, how much of a time crunch are we on? And he's all, we're leaving on time. And I was like, sick. I got 7 minutes. I'm like, I have 7 minutes to just be ready. We ended up leaving a little bit late. But it was crazy, dude. Like we weren't even a mile in. Like we got off of his like the country road and made a right onto I don't know, like a main street, and some kid, adult, I don't know who he was. He went to bunny hop over like a curb, a ledge. Didn't see, the wires that hold up telephone poles. Didn't see one of those, and I guess he took it to the face or neck or something. I heard he got messed up pretty bad.
Broke his neck.
Bro, we weren't
Yeah.
even a mile into the ride yet, and the ride stops, and I'm like, I stopped at the corner because I had to pee, and I'm like, yo, hold my bike, and I run over, and then everyone stopped just like surrounding, and I'm like, dude, what's going on there? Oh, dude just fell, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And we get going, and later on, someone's like, yeah, man, he like clotheslined a metal wire, and like, I guess he broke his neck. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It wasn't even a mile in.
No, it was right at the start of the ride, Isaac.
Man.
And Santos is right, dude. He clotheslined his face with the wire. He broke his neck and he broke his pelvis. And just to let you guys know, I've been kind of keeping track, and I wish I had his name. I just don't want to get it wrong and say what I think his name's Eric, but he's back up and walking. He's out of the hospital.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a
dude's back
similar-
at it.
I had a similar incident at one of my at the second to last Santos Sunday. In the tunnel, a car revved its engine and kind of let off the clutch, and the wheel caught a dude's peg, and dude thought he just knocked the wind out of himself, and like he got up road rash, and he hit me up like 3 days later, and he's all, hey man, just want to let you know I'm good. I'm the one that fell in the tunnel. I'm like, oh bro, how's your back? Like I saw your road rash. He's all, oh, I broke my back and I had a concussion. And I'm like, dude, you finished the ride. Like this dude straight up finished the ride. And I'm like, he's all, yeah, I'm definitely coming back out with a helmet. And I'm all, I know this does nothing for your back, but let me buy you a helmet, bro. Like I brought him a Pro Tech, and I'm like, I don't know if this does anything, but like you're a beast, dude. You got on and just like, yeah, I just thought that I got the wind knocked out of me. Like, what?
That's
You know,
crazy.
one of the things, Isaac, you mentioned the ride, right? So we're going to build up to the ride out. So just to give the story, right, real quick. So Rick and Sandy Solons, Rick starts this ride out thing in a place where ride outs are really not, they don't happen. And when they do, you know, you got, there's a video out of like the goon crew going out there, and it's not the thing that's happening in Porterville. But I'll give you this, bro. Rick basically told me he figures out, you know, he's got to be the guy who guides this. He's got to be the dude who now goes and talks to the community. He's got to talk to PD, you know, all the people involved from the city to go, look, we're going to do this. We're going to do it right. So the ride out's really dope now. And yeah, it was a slow stroll through the town. I know that because I was in the lead vehicle. I didn't ride this, but you know, we were like, dude, you gotta speed up. You gotta kind of hurry up. And they were just trying to keep things where the whole pack never broke up, you know, and that was the thing. But what'd you guys think? I mean, you guys that were out on the bikes, what was the ride out to you when it first started?
If I could give them one thing, and Rickard and Mikey, Craig, you know, because you three have been on my rides, less stops. Push. Let's do 5. Bro, we were 3 miles in and we were already on the first stop. And it like you said, Craig, there was cars in front, cars in back, keeping everyone together. So yes, everybody got in, like we were together, but let's push a little more. You guys, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just a jerk and I just push, but that was my only thing. I loved it. I thought the ride was great. That was my only thing.
I'll be honest, dude. The way we do it out here in Phoenix, same thing. It's we ride basically from our start, probably 20 minutes in, we stop at the Capitol. You guys good? Okay. About 20 minutes in, we stop at the Arizona Capitol, go nuts, do tricks, wheelie there. Then we hit up, we ride down the street, stop at our middle spot, wheelie, have a good time, stop one more time on the way back. So we do 3 stops, and dude, it works out lovely. I love it because it gives like a lot of us time to like get clips, film, do stuff like that.
I should probably add another stop then. Or no, you know what? No, Rickard loves it. Rickard loves the push. And then he goes to work.
Hey, Santos Sunday has groomed me into a better rider. I bring everything I need at the beginning. I don't ride that hard. And then as the ride goes, as I lighten up my load, I'm falling off my bike.
I want to say someone almost got hit with a bike on the last ride.
Don't know who that could have been.
All right. We're talking about Porterville though. We gotta focus on Porterville.
Sorry.
Okay. So with this ride out, go ahead, Matt.
I think we average more like 8 miles an hour instead of like the 11 to 15 we're used to. Yeah. And we definitely stopped at every single light. We had a lead vehicle and a tail vehicle with extra bikes. If anybody broke down, it was immediate bike swap. And it had more of a parade vibe. And I have a theory that I think that Rick has an agreement with the local, whoever the powers are there, that if the Little League can have a parade, he can have a ride out, right? Yes. It's an equal two. And it causes the same kind of traffic impediment and all that kind of stuff. So it really had like a parade vibe. But that 180 crew down there, man, they got some talented kids. And when all of us showed up, I mean, DZ showed up, O-Block showed up, Jacob was there, me, Rosie, Damon, Craig. I mean, it was electric, dude.
They definitely rode their hardest that day, and it showed.
And Isaac, so one of the things down there, we were talking about the stops, right? So the brakes and stuff, but let's make the build up here. So one of the main stops, or like the main one, is like in this courtyard area. And so the thing that I was thinking when I see Jacob, go ahead.
Because we said there was going to be build up, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna build. I'm putting down the foundation. You can build the structure on it. The one thing I want to say, check this out, Jacob. When in social media, like Isaac and I, and I'm sure you guys are too, man, we're sponges for what's being said out there, right? One of the things that's been coming up, people have been going, is big bike BMX BMX? Right? That's kind of, there's been some themes out there that's like, people are going, I don't know, man, that's a beach cruiser. That's not BMX. BMX is this, and they're trying to make definitions of it, right? So I'm going to start it with that. People saying is big bike BMX. And so let's go to the stop. Jacob, take it from there, bro. Build it up.
So before that, we stopped at a park. Ice cream trucks, you know, they were giving out waters. I will say, dude, they, even with the stops, they hold a hell of a ride. They really do. They like you said, Rickard, it's like a parade. They have it to where it's legit. Like with just, you know, my ride, we're running red lights, and we're, you know, and that one, it was, we stopped every, you know, so they do it right. We leave this park and I'm riding, and I'm actually riding next to Marlo, and Marlo asked, what's up, dude? What fork is that? And I just pointed to myself, you know, I'm like, me. He's all, Broke Boys fork? Like, yeah. And mid conversation talking about different forks, there's a flat, probably, I don't know, mid waist high, just flat rail in front of a bank that went down a little bit. So I hopped the curb and I'm looking, and we're talking back and forth, and I hop up and I double pegged it, but I slid off of it weird. So he just Marlo looked at me like, what? So I'm like, yo, let's go back. I need to refilm it. So I already had that. And dude, you know, you get like the K rails on bridges and like the Jersey barriers that are like just super rough. I swear Porterville's K rails and Jersey barriers were made for bicycles or skateboards. I hopped on one and I'm going like, Isaac, you know, if you're going at something chunky, the faster you go, you're just going to power through it. So I'm like, all right, it's a little sidewalk gap to this thing. So I hop it. And after that first double peg, it was just, I'm hitting everything. Like I felt that one, and it was just, I opened the can. So I'm hauling ass and I hop on it. I didn't realize it was already slick, and I got plastic pegs. Bike slips out. I throw my bike damn near bounced off of the bridge, like just hammered my bike. I get up, hop on the middle of it a little slower, slide it. And then we get to another stop, and same thing, hopped on that, feeble up to Smith. Now I'm feeling it. So we get to this school, the courtyard where Craig's talking about. And as you ride in, there's like a handicap ramp going down. And then on this side, it's just 2 stairs, but they have a flat, waist high, flat rail. And I'm like, shit, man, everybody's stopping right here. Like, I'm going to have to ask 30 people to move to hit this rail. And then I'm like, you know what? I already did the other rail. I filmed it. Like, I got my other clips. Like, I'm good. And then I roll into this courtyard and I just stop. And I'm sitting there and I look and I'm like, today's the day. And I tried to call Ricky because Ricky and I go back and forth off of these BMX tricks on the big bikes. And I'm like, try to call him just to get his, you know, should I do it or what? And he's like, he didn't answer. So I'm looking.
He's talking about Montana Ricky.
Yeah, Montana Ricky. Yeah. Because I did the first handrail, not him. So I just want
Isaac, call Ricky.
Dude,
He won't
Call
answer.
Ricky right now.
he's in bed.
No, I know.
But I think I was looking at it, and Marlo was on the whole other side of the courtyard, and I'm just sitting in front of this rail, just like staring at it, like, you know. Nah,
but your confidence is high though, because
my confidence is high, but in the back of my head, because these bikes, they're a V. So you're either on the front peg in the bottom bracket, or you're on the back peg in the bottom bracket. So the bike does that on a rail. So in my head, when I learned grinds on big fixed gears, I learned them on this style bike. And I've had that pedal forward on a rail where your bike sticks and it throws you over the handlebars. And I've had a few of those, and they're not fun. So this whole time I'm looking at the rail and I'm like, damn, dude, if I pedal forward, like if anything, and Marlo rolls up to me and he's all, go do it. So you got it. Stop looking at it. Get up there and do it. He's all, you know, you got it. And I said this after, and it's like, you know, when you're on a ride, like whether you're doing a combo, whether you're doing a grind, whether it's just a wheelie, everybody's yelling, yo, you got it, or yo, do it. But there's one of two things they want to see. They either want to see you land it, or they want to see you fall so they can film it. And this whole time I'm looking at this rail and everybody's like, yo, you got it. You got it. And none of them have done rails before. You guys don't ride, you know, you guys didn't do BMX. You've never hopped on a rail. You either want to get the clip of me rolling away from it or me falling. But when Marlo came up and he said, you got it. Marlo rode BMX. Marlo's done rails. So in my head, I'm like, all right, another BMXer is telling me to do this. Got off my bike. I put it on the rail. I have a rule with the broke kids. You do 3 run-ups, you're not doing the trick. I rolled up twice and Els looked at me and he's all, you got 2 more. And I'm like, all right. But where I was rolling up, Shine's bike was here and that kid Connor from Rick's house was right here. And it wasn't in my way, but it was here. I could see it. And I told Shine, I rolled up and Els looked at me and he's all, I was like, Shine, move your bike. Shine moves his bike. Connor moved his bike, rolled back, turned the headphones up. And I really appreciate everybody yelling and cheering and all that. But when you're going for something like this, I don't want to hear any of that, dude, because that's getting in my head. So now I'm headphones as loud as I can, rolled back, looked at the rail, no finger on the brake. You know, you roll up and you stop yourself, no finger on the brake, rolled up, hopped it, slid it. And I did it first shot. Jumped off. I shouldn't have because I messed up my fork, but dude, I've done a couple rails since, but it's something that's needed to be done because like you said, Isaac, is this BMX? On whatever day that was in Porterville, I showed that this is BMX.
I was at the top of the stairwell and I'm watching Jacob he's getting psyched up, right? He does his ride up, comes back. He's lit. You can just tell, man. I mean, the intensity, people are yelling, bro. I don't know if you heard the crowd, but they were just like, yeah, yeah. And Jacob just had this look on his face, like there was nothing else there. I don't know if that was the case, dude, but
for sure.
You know, we moved and we told a couple kids, hey, dude, come over here. And like he said, Shine had to move his bike. Connor moved his bike. And then it was like, click. You could just tell this wasn't going to be a ride up. You know, it was like, oh shit, he's going to send this. And like he said, when he landed it, bro, everybody was just out of their freaking minds. Jacob high five Buff. People came up and they were hugging.
That made it for me. That I jumped off of my bike and Buff was just, his face was just so pumped and he just the hardest high five. And I like I said, I let my bike go. And when I got, you know, I turned around and I'll just say this in the video where I walk by my bike and I do this and I look down, this wasn't a pump. This was a, you idiot, you're force. So LC, he called me on it. He's all, that wasn't a stoked arm pump, huh? And I was like, no, dude, my forks. I'm like, but no, it that's exactly what it was. It's like, you know, when someone new is going on stage, like, oh, picture the crowd in their underwear, like they're not there. That was as soon as those bikes moved. I have these streets, the note playing in my headphones. Nothing mattered. You know, I was looking at the rail and it was just, this is the one. And I mean, this guy got the shot. I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie. This is something I've needed to do. This is something that's needed to be done. It was gonna be between 2 people, and that's Ricky and myself. Well, I guess 3, Mike Brennan as well. But it was a crazy feeling, dude. It still doesn't, it still, I know I did it and I know that I got it on, you know, whatever rails that are coming up, but it's like knowing that first one on a 29-inch BMX, I've done rails on 29-inch fixed gears before. That was, you know, 12 years ago. But knowing that, like, I changed the game, you know. Montana Ricky posted it comparing me to Matt Hoffman. Like, I didn't even know how to read that, dude. Like, I think I called L's before I even read it. And I'm like, bro, did you see Ricky's post? Like, it starts off with Matt Hoffman doing the first handrail on a BMX bike, and then it transitions into me doing the first handrail on a 29. Like, it was a surreal feeling, seriously. And like having guys like Rickard and Mikey, you know, you guys being there, it was like, I could tell that it wasn't just like, you know, you saw a kid do a cool combo in the streets where you're like, yo, that was sick. Like, this was like a genuine, like, yo, that was sick.
Dude, I couldn't get down the stairs fast enough to, you know, slap you a high five. I was like, fuck, dude, I just witnessed something super badass.
Yeah.
Like
the lead up to it just felt, you knew this was big. Like, we're witnessing history right here. Like, it was badass. Definitely.
Yeah, for me, dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, my favorite, besides seeing the trick, right? Because you get the two emotions, right? You have for me, because I know you as a person, I know you as a rider. For me, it was like, I instantly was like, ah, man, I bet that feels amazing for Jakob, right? Like, I'm so stoked he got that. I was just like, I had that set of emotions. But then when I actually saw the clip, and then I saw like, all right, so I saw the ride up, I saw the handrail, and then I saw like that historic, like, Mike Buffs at the bottom of this thing, right? So it's like, here's you doing this. Here's a Hall of Fame freestyler at the bottom of this, giving you a high five, dude. To me, I was like, that is the most perfect moment. And then you're surrounded by your teammates and your friends and people that really like that Porterville, you know, for what you're telling me, the Porterville crowd went nuts when you got there, and then they saw that and they got to witness something like that. That's pretty powerful, dude. And that's such a cool moment. And for me, that's what I'll always remember is the crowd, and then you and Mike, dude. To me, that was like just your teammates, and your teammates just kind of like, because you can hear all of them. And maybe it's just because we all know like Matt and Damon, we know their voices, you know what I mean? So it's like, you could hear them cheering, you see that handoff, and it's like, you're surrounded by your people, you know what I mean? And that to me is like the coolest part of it.
Well, it's like, I did it, and like, I called Desiree, and I'm like, finally, I did it, you know, did a handrail. And then I called my dad, and like, you know, they all know that I've been wanting to do this, that I've been, you know, so like I show them the rail, and I called my brother, and my brother was the only one, when I showed him, he's all, why'd you hop off the rail early? And I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, that's
that's a brother.
You know, but of course it's going to be him. But like, you know, I called you, you were one of the, you know, the first people I called, Isaac. And I mean, you could see it in my face. Like, you know,
you want to, I knew something happened, because like I get a call from Jakob, and I was out riding. And I didn't put two and two together that he's at this Porterville thing. So like, I get back, I look at my missed call, I call, and he'd FaceTime me. So I FaceTime him back, and he's out riding. I'm like, bro, you're on a ride out. He's like, bro, you got to look what I did. And it was like, you know, he's like, he sent me a picture or something like that. You know, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, I was like, call me when you're done, dude. And he's like, I will. He's like, but it happened. And I was like, ah. So then it was just like kind of a wait and see until Roadkill Flicks could like send me a clip, you know what I mean, with it like a stock, dude. It's pretty monumental. All right, so Craig, I'm thinking about like the rest of that day, right? So we have that, and you know the ride out leaves from that point, right? Was that at the beginning of the ride out, or because Jakob, how do you ride the rest of that, dude? Like, what a boring ride out after that.
Sitting down.
I just put everybody on hype, dude. Everybody was stoked. I mean, I was like, dude, I was so like, man, I wish I was out riding next to Jakob, just and everybody else. But you know, it's not about me. This was a day that, you know, all of us were just like we couldn't stop talking about it. You know, there was still half the ride to go. You know, even though it wasn't a long ride, I think like maybe 13 to 15 miles, 17 miles, something like that. It was still like so surreal that this happened, and that we're going back now and we're going to hang out. And people were, even when we got there, it was just like, oh, they were asking, did you see Jakob? You see Jakob? Because if you weren't paying attention, which I think, dude, everybody was, but everybody was talking about it. So, I mean, it just made for the experience, you know, it's like I said earlier, it's such an experience going to this thing in itself. But then if you were there, like people are going to talk about this forever, you know, and it's like, bro, I was at that ride out. I made the trip down to Porterville and I got treated with watching Jakob Santos pull off the first, you know, huge handrail on a big bike. It was just something that you're so stoked that you were present in that moment.
Yeah. And how many steps is that, Jacob?
It was a 16 star.
Do you have 16 tattooed on you yet?
Not yet.
No, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So Rickard, tell me, what was your favorite part? I mean, besides the handrail, what was your favorite? I have two questions for you. What was your favorite memory of that ride? Because it's usually about somebody that you connected with, which I think is great. And also, did you get to treat them to one of your manuals? That's the other thing. Like if somebody sees you in person, I want them to see you manual.
Oh, yeah, I definitely, I didn't mind the slow ride. I thrive in all conditions. I like the slow ride because you get a little better control. It was just a lot of fun hanging on my dog's drinking water over here.
That's all right. That's life, brother. I like it. Is he all right?
Yeah, he's a chugger, dude. He goes. Okay, so yeah, the ride, man, everybody was going through all their tricks. It seemed like we were on, it felt, because we had all the names there, you know, and DZ and O-Blocks were there and Marlowe. And it was like, it was this huge caliber ride out with only like 100 people. And so no matter where you turn, there's something just phenomenal happening. And that's typical of our ride outs, you know. That's the allure and the attraction is the wildness and the creativity and all the free flowing riders, and it had all of that. And then we get back to Rick's place. Jacob likes to put on a swerve contest at Santos Sunday every time.
Yes, dude. Yes.
So
let me before we get to the swerve contest. My question, you know, for me, I'm thinking like they have some really, really talented riders out in Porterville, and it's amazing to watch them.
I keep leaving out the fact that Mike Buff was there. Mike Buff was there, and he already had the crowd buttered up for everybody. He's a true professional at this, having people have fun on bikes. No matter what, he's the center of gravity at these things, man. Everybody revolves around him. Everything spins off him. And
you ever had Mike Buff roll up on you and like, yo, let's get a picture doing a wheelie together real quick? Yes.
Dude, it's the
I
best.
suck at wheelies, but yes.
He let a little kid, a Porterville kid, ride his fast ripper on the whole ride out.
Yeah.
I tried to buy that. I tried to buy it from that kid for $100. I'm all, bro, it's $100 more than what you have, and it's not even your bike.
That kid was happy.
Yeah.
That kid's, man, every kid in Porterville, stoke level 1,000, dude. And then us, we feed off that. That's like food for us. And we just, man, we had a great day.
Dude, I can tell you, Mike came over one time. We went on a bike ride, and that dude rode, like those kids rode with Mike the whole time. No adult got any time with Mike. Mike just hung out with those kids, riding wheelies. It's a blast, you guys. Mike Buff is the real deal. That's the only way you can say it. That dude is.
He loves it. He truly loves this big bike movement. He compares it to the freestyle movement, but he says we have a lot more freedom, and there's less rules, and that's gonna, you know, it's gonna make this thing last longer, hopefully.
Dude, that guy is class act through and through. Mikey, yeah. What was your experience there? I mean, because you're there, you're seeing basically, like, you're in the midst of all those riders, right?
Yeah.
You're balancing, and because I relate to you a ton, dude, because if I go to a ride out, man, I'm there with my wife, I'm there with like at least one of my kids.
Yeah.
And so what's it like, dude, when you're at like those, like, what was it like for you guys? What was it like?
I had to leave the ride after Jacob did that handrail to get back to the Sullens place because Kat had our 2 little ones with her, and I don't know, they just, the 2, 3, and 4-year-olds just had a barfarama in the back of the truck all over Rick and Sandy's driveway, and Kat's calling me, you got to get here. I already went to Kmart and bought them new clothes, and they threw up on those clothes. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I rode back, cleaned them off, like just cleaning up barf until the whole ride. When Jacob was clearing that table on the pump track, I was hosing off vomit on the freaking driveway and cleaning the car seat with the hose to try to get all the throw up off of it.
True story.
Sounds like a great time. Yeah, sounds like a great time. Glad I asked, Mike.
Yeah.
So did any of your weekend involve a bike?
Yeah, I got to ride. It was so after the kids got all cleaned up, I got to hit the track for a few runs right before the sunset, and that was cool. I love hitting that thing. That's a fun
It's and hey, Isaac, not to
dope.
minimize
Like,
Kat
that's-
and Mikey's presence there by any means, but they provided CrushedMX apparel and merch and gloves for the giveaways, which was super dope. The kids were all hyped. You know, they big merch toss. DZ was throwing out stuff. Jacob's throwing out stuff. I'm throwing out stuff, and dude, it was awesome.
Okay, hold on 1 second, because I'm gonna have each of you do this a second, because right now the only people you see is Craig and I. But Mikey, give out your Instagram real quick, because there's lots of good stuff of you jumping and doing the skate park.
My personal is at PGill28.
At PGill28.
Yeah, that's
And
my personal.
So you guys, if you ever order from CrushedMX or you talk to CrushedMX, you are talking to one of 2 people. It's not some giant company. You are talking either Mikey or his wife Kat. We're both at the rideout. So follow Mikey. He's got some great jumps and stuff like that. Plus, he's got great taste in music. Now, Craig.
Yo.
The festivity. Okay, so the rideout ends, and now we're heading back to the swerve. Was it like, hey guys, we're just gonna do the swerve contest?
Yeah, no, it was dope. Check this out. It was a real treat for the kids that have participated in this. So listen to this guest judge lineup: Jakob Santos, Mike Buff, and Damon Dayton are judge, and Rickard, you too, right? Were you in the judging?
I participated.
That's right. Rickard rode. That's right.
I like to
ran over my foot.
Yeah, he ran over Jacob's foot, man. He was
I always
DQ'd.
run over his foot.
They DQ'd him right away.
I like
Isaac.
to run it in the swerve contest, so it gets the kids encouraged. If some old dude's gonna go out there and throw a fat ass swerve, then the kids, all those kids can swerve. And they did, They
did, man. So they had a swerve contest, dude, and Jacob. So there's a mannequin out in the middle of this big driveway, and Jacob posted up right by the mannequin. So if the pressure isn't on to perform just in front of a Hall of Famer, Santos, Damon, the SE crew showing up there, like all eyes on you, we're gonna judge who's the best. Jacob posts up in front of the friggin' mannequin, like don't run me over. You're DQ'd if you.
And then Matt goes and runs over Jacob's foot. That's the way it happened?
Every Santos Sunday we do a swerve contest, and every Santos Sunday Rickard runs my foot over. So
well,
I think it's just tradition now.
I don't want to give anything away, but a month before you guys went to Porterville, RL Matt Rickard sent me a note, and it said, "I'm gonna hit Jake's foot." RL Matt. So
that's your handwriting too.
I'm not saying
crazy.
I'm not saying that he's bad at swerves. I'm saying he's pretty good at swerves, dude. That's the $20 is yours, Matt. I didn't think.
Oh, dude, I held the cash, and Rickard came up to me and said, "How much again for running over Santos' foot?" And I was like, "I got you, bro."
Yeah, Bozak the Etnie. Okay.
Oh, you know what though? It like Matt said, having him out there in the swerve contest, like with these kids, like it gives you that extra push. Like, Rickard's in this contest. All right, now I have to like, I got to get as close as I can to that mannequin. Like I got to cut. And there's different swerves, man. And Mike Buff and I were talking about it, and I'm all, dude, that kid swerved hard. And he's all, you didn't even hear it. And then the next kid came and it was like, what? I'm like, oh shit, that's what you're talking. Okay, yeah, that's, you know. So sitting there with Buff talking about the different kind of swerves was that, I mean, for me, that was dope in itself. Like, you know,
we went
Mike
out
Buff's
there
in
in
the Hall of Fame.
we went out there in October for the Mike Buff ride out. Remember, Craig? And they had
Oh,
a
yeah.
swerve contest. And the kid who won was, I think he was there. The two kids that got first and second were at this ride, and I heard them going back and forth saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna win this time. I'm gonna win this time." And I don't even know if either they were the two that one of the two that won this time.
No,
but
they weren't. There was 3 different kids this time, and they
Yeah.
like Rickard said, like Santos said, dude, they gave it 100. They
Man.
put all their effort into it, man.
Yes. That kid Hugh, I used to ride with him in Sacramento. I go to Porterville to this ride. He lives in Bakersfield now. I rode with this kid for like a year and a half downtown on Friday nights with the Pixie Kids. Phenomenal skill set, and he's there. And sure enough, you guys saw Hugh ride all day long, man. That kid is, these younger
No, I
kids.
watched that kid smack his head at that courtyard.
Yeah, he's Santos. He's
When
kind of
he
cutting out,
just
but he's talking
looped
about the
and he,
Mike
like,
Santos or
you
Mike
felt
Tyson
it.
kid.
No, Hugh at the courtyard when he was by the wall and he went to do
Oh.
something and looped out and smacked his whole body just flat. I felt that.
Dude, I saw there was like the one swerve where the guy it's almost like I don't even know if there's a wheelie involved, right? Or is it what was the one?
No, and that Isaac was one of, that kid stole the show. We had the team
won.
there. We had the hype. We had it all. We had the bus there. This kid, Mike Tyson, I don't know his last. He said, "I'm going to borrow a bike from Rick. I'm in the swerve contest. Can you wheelie? No, not really." And
No.
he ran it just like every swerver. He ran straight at it, and he turned the bike, and he fell off the bike, and it went viral, dude. It went viral.
Yeah. I love that guy. Shout out to Mike Tyson. Jacob, I'm gonna have you show the clip, but I'm gonna have you send it to me because I want to actually show it on the episode.
Yeah.
Get
So
the
his
one with
name's
Jacob.
actually Gabriel.
Yeah,
Gabriel.
His Instagram's Mike
Gabriel.
Tyson 107 or
Jacob, you got to talk so the camera goes.
Yeah,
on.
you gotta talk.
Yeah.
Bring
There.
it.
So it was it was hard, man. This
he
kid,
sent it. The kid,
Dude,
the kid went, he full send.
he sent it, and this video is short, but he sent it, body slammed. He held up to his Instagram name. Me, Mike Tyson, he TKO'd that asphalt for sure. And he
Get the
hopped right
asphalt
back
here,
up, dude.
too.
All right, hold
I
on,
don't know
Jacob.
if you
Do
could.
it
Yeah,
one more
look, he's
time.
already up.
Yeah.
Yo,
Do- show,
I
show,
need you guys to stop interrupting me.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, wham, slam, and he's already up. And I'm in shock.
I'm gonna get the clip. I'll play it actually.
Yeah.
I'll play the clip on here. So I'll do the clip over this talking, and we'll come back from edit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Shout out to Gabriel, Mike Tyson, 107 Matt Thinks on Instagram. But look up. I'll link it in here when we play it. So there we go.
Yeah,
I'll
if you
send
go
you his
into that
Instagram.
Porterville stuff, he was one of the kids, and he became a hero in his own right in an instant. And it just goes to show that no matter who you are, what you do, dude, if you stay involved and you push your limits and you do stuff to,
I don't know if any of you guys pitched in, but we bought him a bike from Rick. That candy apple green and chrome cherry. I don't even know what bike it was, but I think it was like 2 or 3 days later. It was his birthday, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool, man. They got him a bump box. They got him some, you know, Damon's gloves and that bike. And the cool thing, and this just goes back to Rick and his family. They made a poster with all of our names, everyone that pitched in on the bike, on the bump box, on all of that. And they made him a poster with balloons with all of our names on it. So like, you know, Santos family just blasted on this poster, and like I wasn't even there for it, but it's because we were all a part of it, you know. It was dope, man. Rick and Sandy, they're I like them.
I'm going to tell you
Very
something right
good.
now. I'm going to tell you something that basically what I'm hearing, and this is why I love bikes so much. So you guys experienced a weekend, and I experienced a weekend here in Phoenix, you guys in Porterville. I took away my own memories from this, watching it virtually. You guys were there in person. Now, Jacob, you just shared an incredible memory of like this handrail that's never been done on a big bike. People there saw that memory. But then there's other kids that are going to have a memory that has nothing to do with your handrail. It has to do with, you know, riding at the first stop or the second stop, or running into DZ and Marlowe, or running into Matt Rickard and seeing him. Or, you know what, there might be someone with a story that's like, I didn't see anybody that's on Instagram or anybody from the SC crew, and they had the best time of their life.
Yep.
And as a 49, 50-year-old guy that likes to sit around and talk about this stuff with my dirtbag friend, Etnies BMX Craig, on this podcast, this is the stuff, dude, that I tell stories about when I was a kid. I talk about like the old BMX shows that I went to, or the spots. Before you guys even joined, somebody on Facebook sent me a picture of myself as a kid, dude. And I'm going to show it to you because this is what was happening before we started. This guy's like, yeah, I just get this picture, and it's a picture of me and my MCS stuff, dude, as a little kid talking to people. And I'm like, dude, I'm talking about that memory 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm talking about with Craig, there's these kids that are going to have these memories from this weekend that are talking about it with their friend when they're 50 years old. And they're going to be talking about when I was a kid, I got to see Rio Linda's Matt Rickard. I got to see Mikey from Crushed. I got to see Jakob Santos.
Anything to do with those memories?
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, dude. Bark hard, curb dogs, right? So
Oh, sure.
I tell stories all the time of like the greats that I rode with as a kid, but the greats when I rode as a kid were just kids themselves. They weren't greats yet. They were just dudes that you rode bikes with. And that's what these folks experienced this weekend. And I think that's what's so special about the stories that you guys are telling. And that's why I appreciate it. Craig, tell me about the rest of the weekend. Wrap this up. But tell me about
man.
like,
I mean,
the rest of it.
You know, one of the things I want to add too, and Jacob and Matt and everybody here keeps mentioning Rick and Sandy Solons. So, you know, the bike that they bought Gabriel, or collectively bought Gabriel for his birthday. But, you know, before we hit the ride out, we did a group photo, and then Rick and Sandy gave two kids brand new bikes that needed them. You know, it really just personifies what going to a Santos Sunday, going to a Sunday Fun Day in Stockton, going up to Elk Grove, North Sac, BMX ride out, any ride out scene, you know, the SD biking, like it's more than a bike ride. You know, this is just another example, dude, of a family, dude. It's on bikes. Bikes brings us all together, but you know, it's so cliche, but it isn't. It really is real shit. You know, these scenes are taking care of these kids, and they're getting people outside, and they're creating, you know, relationships based on a bicycle, dude. And it just is another example of that. And it creates those memories that you're talking about, Isaac. Like there's a kid there today or that weekend that saw Jacob's handrail, that saw Gabriel, you know, bounce back up and be like this. And that kid's going to be the future of, you know, they're going to be like, yeah, I got into this because I saw Jacob do that handrail. I saw Matt Rickard do that, you know, 500-foot manual. It's all those things, dude. So to wrap up the rest of the day, man, it was just the festivities, everybody hanging out after the swerve contest, you know, just not wanting the day to end, bro, because it's like what we do when we go to rideouts, bro. We get together and we have fun, and nobody wants to see it, you know, fade to black. But, you know, we got guys like Roadkill Flicks. We got guys like freaking Lance Simpson out there capturing moments, and everybody who's pulling out their camera. Jacob's handrail, there's 12 or more different viewpoints of that, bro. And that picture that he got, that's
My bike life photography.
my bike life, dude. Good call. And even, you know, 80s BMX Craig with his Apple iPhone out going, I'm capturing this, you know, and those are memories. Those are chapters in our bike life.
Bookmarks,
history.
bro. They're bookmarks.
They're
bookmarks in our
bro.
history. Absolutely.
That's
Those are the moments, dude, that like on the timeline, they get a little tick. Jacob did a handrail. Boom. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
You look at that stuff, you're like, okay, you know, D Blocks did this. Boom, that starts that ticker, right? And then you've got it goes down. You know, people have done amazing things on these bikes, and it's boom, another tick in the big bike history of forging the sport. You know?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine like a kid from Central Valley that can't get up to the Bay Area, that can't get down to Southern California? So all these, you know, really skilled and well-known riders from the SE crew and from Throne and all these other factions are coming to them. And it's like, wow, you know, just even for me, dude, like you said, I'm a 49-year-old man. I get stoked riding with Matt and Santos any chance I can, you know, and it's like, I get pumped, bro. Imagine these kids, like these guys came to my town. They rode on the streets that I ride on.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. So special. It's so special because that's the way that, I mean, I just know what it was like for me growing up. Jacob, what was, you know, tell me, wrap it up. Tell me like your experience, like wrap up your weekend. I know it's so many incredible things, but.
Amazing. Like I said, I'm still kind of in shock that I finally did it, you know, and I know, like all you guys, you know I got it. You guys knew, you know, it was coming, but like to actually do it and like you said, have all these people that like genuinely care, that just made it, you know, even better, man. And like I said, you know, as soon as the whole ride, everything was great, but honestly, man, the handrail was it for me. Big shout out to Rick and Sandy. Don't you know, take any of that from this, but the handrail, man, you know, like you said, you're riding on, like kids are riding on the same street. Like there's kids that were there that go to that high school that are gonna walk up those stairs and grab that rail. Like, dude, Jacob rode his bike down this.
Yeah, got a goal.
You know?
They saw something special. 100%.
Yeah, man. It's I got a lot more ticks. I just got to go and place them, but that was definitely one of the bigger ticks for me.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, dude, as a 49-year-old man, bro, get as many ticks as you can now. Dude, if I could get anything back in my entire life, bro, I would give so much to have, you know, even just 10 years back and let me have my bike. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing, man. Enjoy every moment of it, Jacob. And
I love it.
I'm proud of you, dude. NorCal, bro. NorCal.
Yeah.
You know, that means a lot, dude.
PGill doesn't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that, PGill.
I'll find that.
Mikey, tell me your, you know, in your closing, tell me what's going to stick out from you. I mean, I know, the family, you guys had some moments, but dude, what's going to stick out in your mind about Porterville 2022?
This was our second trip up there for a Crew 180 event, and they're just top notch. Like Rick and Sandy know how to do it. They're gracious with their property. They open it up to strangers to come in and just have a good time, and it's all about bikes, and it's about keeping the kids in line and giving them a positive role in life to strive forward, to stay on the right track. And it's every time we've been up there, it's just all positive. Like, it's just a great time. Like I want to go back again just to just to go hang out because it's just so awesome.
I agree, dude. I agree. I'm going to come back to what you just said. Real Linda's Matt Rickard. In closing, what do you think you're going to take away, man? What's your memories that you're going to have from Porterville 2022?
Going down there was just on a whim. It was a magical experience the whole time. And one of the highlights for me is I really focus a lot on trying to be modest. I know I'm loud, obnoxious stuff, but there's times where I'm really reserved and there's certain things I'm not comfortable, I'm new to. And so Kat and Mikey, they brought down crushed BMX gloves. They brought down bags and bags for all the riders. And I was able to give out some of these North gloves to a bunch of riders. I got to ask people, youth medium, who wears these? And I was able to hand give them to a kid that they fit. And I made sure that the gloves I gave went to someone that was going to use them and that it fit. And doing that was a blast, handing out that stuff, being like the center of attention right there, giving the merch away. That was really fun for me. I stepped outside my comfort zone to do that. And I felt comfortable down there with all those people that this bike life stuff is still growing. And Rick and Sandy's place is just evidence that this thing's gaining momentum like a big old ball of snow, and it's just not going to stop, dude. We're not going to stop riding, so this fun is never going to stop.
I love it, dude. Thank you for that, Matt. I'm going to tell you, to come back to kind of what we all somewhat touched on, Craig. What I keep hearing, dude, and what I think is phenomenal is I saw, I didn't know anything about Porterville. I just knew Rick's stuff. I saw a video in Porterville that DZ had done a couple years ago, and that's the video you talked about. And the most beautiful thing about the whole thing was that video ended with DZ saying, like, I'm never coming back to Porterville ever.
Yep.
The police were not, great. And it was just, the scene wasn't groomed. And now to come back and hear these stories and see what I saw in just a short time, dude, to see DZ back in Porterville, to see those kids. And their joy. Here's the thing: the video that DZ posted years ago, the riding was spectacular. Those kids were stoked. It wasn't, nobody was doing anything crazy. It was just when I talk about the grooming, it's more of like the acceptance of the businesses and the police department in that small town. And so seeing the way that it's portrayed now versus the way that I saw it then, props to the Sullens, props to Rick and Sandy, and all those kids in Crew 180 that have turned that scene around and made it one that the community digs. They're doing parades, and they're just a bright light in BMX, dude. And that is huge. And there's not a lot of people that are doing that in the scene. There's so many people that are out to flip bikes and make money off of everything. And then you got Rick and Sandy just doing rad stuff, dude. So I appreciate that. Jacob.
Yo, Rick, when you see this next time I come to Porterville, you said you were going to have some bigger jumps for me. So I'm holding you to that, bud.
Bro, I've seen Rick's, just looking at the stuff on his walls and how organized and tiled that is, bro. I can't wait to see the jumps that Rick builds for you to jump on, dude.
It was
challenge
crazy,
accepted. Man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a great time.
I can't wait for Porterville 2023. Craig,
I got to sit on Mike Buff's lap for a picture too. How many of you guys have sat on a Hall of Famer's lap for a picture? Yeah, thought so.
I mean, who has
Isaac can't? Isaac's just dumbfounded. We're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude. First time I met Mike, you know what I mean? It was like, bro, have the seat, take a selfie. You didn't do that with you, Craig and PGill? No.
I mean,
man.
When I stayed at his house and we were on the couch, he said, "Come sit over here."
Yeah. No, here, bro. This cushion, that one sucks. Oh, thank you, Isaac, Craig. You guys have, I mean, Isaac, you and I connected on a different level. When we first talked, we have a different kind of NorCal connection through Vander. But I all of you guys, PGill, from the first time I met you, Rickard, you're gonna have to bleep this one, but I genuinely fuck with all of you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Isaac, Craig, you guys have been there. Rickard, man, you guys have all been there. Phone calls where I'm crying, trying to figure out what I'm doing and you three got the phone call, you know, my main phone call, and it was like, y'all talked me through it. And like I said, man, I really appreciate you guys being genuine, and I can tell you guys care.
Dude, I appreciate it, bro. And I'll tell you what, dude, this is, you guys, this literally would not have happened if Craig had not been cool with the pivot, because we got stood up on an interview.
The pivot. I love
The
it.
pivot, dude. So
I
here's what
pivoted,
happened.
dude. I pulled
waiting.
hard pivot.
We were waiting, and then we started talking about Porterville, and then literally we were just like, oh yeah, who, you know, he's like, well, you know, Jakob's handrail. I'm like, call Jakob real quick. And
Dude,
I
I
look
was
at my
on
phone.
live showing new merch. I'm on live like, yo, I'm stoked on these new t-shirts. And then like, hey, join our
There you
Zoom
go.
podcast now. Craig sent you a message, and I'm like, all right, later, guys. Like, I'm
Yeah,
also
so-
on this Zoom.
Talk
So you
about
guys-
a pivot, dude.
This is the way this went down. This is the way this went down. So Jakob I jumped on Jacob's Broke Boys live stream, told him to bail and jump in here. He did. Called Kat from Crushed. She was at Girl Scouts, told me Mikey was down if he could have time to put on a hat. So Mikey, thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Matt,
no
you were asleep, I think. You weren't answering texts or calls, and all of a sudden Matt jumped in. So Craig, good looking out. Matt, good looking out. I'm glad you guys were all
Dude,
here.
good looking out. Also to a big shout out to Roadkill Flicks, bro, for showing up to all the rideouts, capturing dope photos, man. He's been sitting back there. You guys give him a big shout
You
out.
know what?
because-
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're going to rewind. Let's rewind real quick, because now I feel like a jerk, because dude, Els, what was your favorite part of like the handrail, right? You got the handrail. What was it like for you in Porterville, dude?
It was awesome. I like just going different places to ride and seeing different scenes, and checking out the kids. But I think I had like told Kat or something. I'm like, and I told Jake too. I'm like, I'm more stoked to go like hang out with Kat than and just talk. And we ended up having a talk after everybody left in the garage, and just going over similar things that happened in life. But I was stoked to see Kat again. I got to meet Mike Buff for the first time, and I think I told him, I was like, Mike Buff said what's up to me. So I was like super stoked about that. It was cool to see Craig. I mean, honestly, it was just cool to see everybody.
Dude, I love that. I'll be honest, dude. If I get a text from Mike Buff, I do the same thing. I tell my wife, I'm like, Mike Buff just texted me. That guy,
Mike,
guy,
dude.
that guy just texted me. You know what I mean? So it's funny, you guys.
No, I definitely want to give him a big shout out, because I had a photographer that bailed on me, and I found out he was bailing on me from a 16-year-old kid, and I called this guy and I'm like, yo, Santos Sundays tomorrow, he bailed, I need you. And he went from shooting 300 photos to he shoots about 3,000 photos per Santos Sunday now. It's been a year and he's been everywhere with me. I booked his flight. I'm taking him to Miami with me. I know everywhere I go, wherever I go, yo, we got this guy. And I'm like, I got this guy, like, I'll shoot with you guys, but I got this guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that makes me look good. I just do the tricks.
Els, I need you to make me look good, dude. I gotta tell you, like, give me some good angles. You know what I mean? Get the beard right. You gotta make sure I'm like all
Get the good beard side.
He's like, hey, bro, you got something in your beard real quick, and I'll pick it out and like straighten it for me. He's good.
He's got the little beard comb, and
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same one he uses for his lenses.
He's gotta get like a 1 million megawatt like flash to get a picture of Rickard, because he's so tall.
Man.
That's
But
crazy.
no,
All right, go ahead, Jacob.
no, just I want to touch back on just being in Porterville with him at the handrail, like knowing that you look out, like Craig said, it was just some people with 2 phones and just like everywhere, but seeing this guy camera ready, just standing there, like and it's great. He didn't take one photo of one run up. Like he knew when I was going, and he got it. And big shout out to Lance Simpson too, because Lance shot every run up, and he told Els, he's all, bro, I haven't heard your camera go off once. And he's like, I know when he's gonna go, and he's like, wait, what? But just having having your core, like this guy with the camera right at the rail, it's like, all right, I know I got this. I like, you know, it's rad, man. I dig it.
It was funny because Lance and I had a full-on conversation while he was doing run-ups. You know, where he was just like, he did it, like he ran up a couple times, and Lance was like, "Go get your boy, dude. He's not. Go get your boy." I'm like, "Yo, chill. He's got this." And then I'm like, so what he was thinking in his head, it was funny because when I talked to him after, Lance and I had that conversation about exactly what he was thinking. I'm like, he's tripping off the bottom bracket because the pegs don't sit right. I'm like, if he was on the Showtime, he hits this thing. You guys don't even know he hit it. He just runs up, hits it, and everybody's like, "What?" But because he was on a 29 and the pegs didn't sit right, he's trying to figure it out. Well, he had a run up until he went up and he placed the bike on the rail. And so I looked at Lance. I'm like, "We're good. Let's go. He's gonna hit it." And then, you know, he did his thing. And I think I told him a little later, was like, I'm so lucky just to watch him ride all the time. But, you know, sometimes you take it for granted because you see him all the time. And it's like, oh yeah, he's got that. Oh yeah, he does that all the time. But he hit that 16 stairman. I told him, I'm like, "Yo, you got me with that one." Like,
Yeah,
I'm so
that's incredible, dude. Else, what's your Instagram so people can follow you if they don't already?
roadkill_flicks with a Z at the end.
FLI.
FLICKZ.
There you go. Okay. So I'm going to put that on the screen too. We'll make sure we get that out there. So follow Roadkill if you want to see lots of great pictures of all the NorCal guys. And the best.
Follow Lance Simpson, follow My Bike Life Photography, 060 Ghosts, all those guys, you know, like everybody.
Shout out Beard and Cam.
All those guys out here, like, I mean, we all talk to each other, and, you know, we just all, like, everybody's really close.
Yeah,
so.
Taryn with OTB over the bar.
OTB, yep.
OTB.
Isaac,
dude.
these, you know what? And just Isaac, check this out, bro. This Roadkill Flicks, Lance, and everybody just mentioned, this is the John Kerrs, the Bill Batchelors, the Bob Osbornes. These are the people who are going to be talked about, who captured these moments, as you know, in a time when
recorded it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The historians. They're the historians. I rode Lance Simpson recently, and he was in Phoenix, dude. And I'm telling you, dude, I was like, bro, you are a historian of this sport.
Big shout out to Bill Batchelor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I've bought multiple prints off of that guy. It's crazy, man, because people have their, you know, like I said, this is my guy, but when I go out, like, I want to get shot by, you know, everybody. And the best part is you watch the photographers when they're around each other and they're sneaking photos of each other because they don't get photos, you know? So it's like Lance will come up and he's all, "Yo, I got him." And he'll just show me this dumb picture of Els. And I'm like, "Yep." And then he'll come up like, "Yo, look, I got Lance," you know? It's rad, man.
I like it. Craig, we'll do a photographers of bike life episode. We'll do that. Els, will you come on?
Oh, for sure.
Cool. Okay, we'll get that going. All right, y'all. Thank you so much, everybody. First of all, go follow Jakob Santos, Els, which is Roadkills, Mikey PGill, also Crushed BMX, and Real Linda's Matt Rickard. Follow Matt Rickard. And what's your Instagram for North Sac BMX and Elk Grove Bike Life?
So RL Matt Rickard, North Sac BMX is my local group here. We're riding once a month here locally in Sacramento. And then the Real Elk Grove Bike Life on Instagram. They're the ones with all the merchandise. The logos on the gloves are based off their jerseys and shirts and their logos. I just wanted to make sure all my friends had cool shit to wear, dude. You know what I mean?
I get it. Shout out to the 916. All right, Jakob Santos. Give me your how do you follow you on Instagram? Broke Boys at Broke Boys BMX at Jakob Santos.
At Broke Boys BMX with a Z. At Jakob Santos 1911 WCC. At Santos Sundays _ Yo, I only need 21 followers and I'm at 22K. So Get me there.
Well,
Get
follow your
Jacob to
friend
22K.
There you go. All right, Craig. Thank you so much, my friend, for hanging out for what's been now about 3 hours with me on Zoom, dude. I appreciate you. That was a good time. Before any of you guys joined,
I'm so glad I could pivot for you, brother.
we hung out. Craig,
Yo.
beautiful pivot. Beautiful
Thank you, sir.
pivot.
Craig, what hat are you wearing right now?
I got on a Phoenix hat.
Nice.
Ooh, Phoenix Bike Shop. Phoenix Bike Shop.
Hey,
Shout out Sean.
Three out of the 5 screens got broke boys on. I'll take it.
I do wear.
Hey,
I'll call you.
I
in
do.
A
I
minute.
see the bars. I see the bars.
No, wait. So these are Jake's bars. Okay, those are the 4. Everybody asked me what these are.
I just reordered those. I'm getting screwed right now because I'm doing American made handlebars, and steel is very hard to come by right now. I got 112 pairs of those started today. So if you're looking for 4-piece bars, they're on their way.
He's
All
got
right,
107 if I need a pair.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I will also tell you, like, y'all slept on the Broke Boys keychains that are made out of etched wood.
Yeah, I have the
So-
acrylic ones left. So, but I got, man, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, throw the acrylic ones in my bag. with my
I will.
shirt.
I will for sure.
Okay. Craig,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Oh, what do you say, Matt? What do you got?
Right now.
I just want to say huge shout out to Broke Boys BMX. You know, if you need hats, these guys. I mean, if you need hats, you just hit up Jacob, dude. I mean, they got hats. They got hats and shirts and merch. And I mean, if you don't see a hat you like here, keep looking because he's got all of them. You know what I mean?
I feel
I
you.
can-
I feel
I
you.
can keep going. I can keep going.
Dude, you haven't
We
seen
can't.
nothing,
We
do
can't see Matt anymore.
Matt, I
Yeah.
think you have more hats than I do in inventory, dude.
Jesus. I love
Craig.
them, dude.
Hey Matt, can you send some back
to?
to? Can you send some back to Jacob?
Yeah, I need a couple
He's-
of those.
He needs to make some shipments.
Craig, are
Oh,
you
dude,
guys
this was a rad. This was a rad one. It was 6 friends bullshitting on a Zoom call about a great bike event. Like this
Yeah,
this
dude.
was dope.
This is BMX to me, dude. Sitting around talking about rad stuff you did with your BMX friends is literally my entire childhood. And now
Made
that's what
10 of these. So Isaac got one. I got one. There's 8 up for grabs. Shoot me a DM.
or is it you or Roadkill? Who gets the DMs for those?
Either one.
Either one.
Like I said, yours is right here, Isaac.
Can you sign it for me real quick? UNLs. I need it signed by UNLs. All right. So
Honestly,
Craig,
Isaac's the reason why we got prints, because I sent him the picture. I'm all, look what your boy's doing, and then he was like, I need a print of that. I got it.
I was like, take my money. I'll buy the print. Craig, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Please tell Lisa thank you for letting us hang out with you so long. I can't wait to do this
Done.
again. We need to talk soon. We will do a regular audio
How's-
podcast.
How's that, Isaac?
Perfect, bro. Perfect. Love it. Els, you sign it too, please. Craig, thank you so much. I can't wait to do this again. You guys, thank you so much for giving us our time. Please tell your wife, thank you, PGill, for letting us have you. Matt, thanks for hanging out and staying up late, dude. I know it's like 3 hours past your bedtime. You are a working man. So thank you so much. Thank you for going to Porterville and having a good time with all those kids down there, man. And thank
Hell
you
yeah.
for all you do for bikes. Craig, can you send us out, my friend?
You got it, brother, man. First of all, thank you everyone in this group, man, for showing up and hanging out, man. It's just like being out there and the friends we are and get to hang out. And here we are on the podcast doing what we like to do best, and it's just hanging out and talking about bikes and experiences that we go through, man. Shout out to the Crew 180 down in Porterville. This was all about the experiences that we had this year down there. Rick and Sandy Solons, obviously, and everybody who participated and continues to support bike life and bringing up communities, bringing up people to experience what we get to do on a daily basis, man. So big shout out to them. Also, thank you everyone for showing up here, hanging out with your favorite riders, my good friends, Isaac Irvine. Isaac, thanks, bro, for another awesome show. And bro, I had a good time, and I hope everyone out there enjoyed this as much as we did hanging out here tonight. So Isaac, back to you, bro. Thanks a lot. And I'm out.
All right, you guys, thank you so much, Craig. I can't wait to hear about your new racing field. We were going to talk about that on the audio podcast. You got some cool stuff coming. I can't wait to hear about it. So you guys
I love
tune
you
into
guys.
I love you back, bro. I love you back, man. Thanks for doing all that you do. You guys, thank you so much for listening to us talk, listening to a bunch of BMXers talk about cool BMX stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you enjoyed it and you made it this far, I want you to throw hoodie in the comments, and Jacob will reply to you on Instagram, on YouTube. Jacob, will you come in and reply to people that write hoodie in the comments because they made it this far?
Yeah, I will. I will.
Done, you guys. All right. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Craig, bro, we gotta talk, bro. We'll talk soon.
Got it, dude.
Peace.
Play the song.